What's up, Frogadiers? V29 back with you again, and welcome to our Week 1 recap of the PPWC against Connor of the San Diego Simisages. As you can hear, I've been sick for a little bit, hasn't been good, but I just tried to smash out this battle. Honestly, didn't build the team that great, and I'll just kind of break down the team for you now, so you do understand. To smash out the like button. Yeah, I'm really tired, I'm sorry. So, we had a E-Belt Victini, which was like mixed attacking, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. It was especially offensive because I had the T-Bolt for Slowbro, and I still had the Psychic for Venu. I had Adamant Power Up Punch Low-Putty to punch through basically his entire team. I had Spadef Umbreon paired with Defensive Glagar. As my walls, I had Specs X-Cloud and then finished it off with Banded Kyurem Black. So, looking at Connor's team, it was very offensive. I didn't expect him to bring as many offensive threats as he did, to be honest with you. Straight away, I really thought one of the bigger issues for my team might be the Tauros, but I was also going to need a little bit of luck to get around the Slowbro. So we're just going to kick things off now. So I lead Teeny, he leads Donphan. Now, in this situation, I'm mixed attacking because I have the U-turn here. So, I was really tempted just to fire off a Psychic for free here, but I really figured that the Donphan itself might go for the EQ. I was a little bit apprehensive of the knockoff for a lot of this time, but I thought, you know what, he's probably just going to go for the EQ. I'm just going to safely U-turn out here and go into my Gligar, which can definitely take it on. But unfortunately, he does go for the knockoff, so that's annoying because that means I don't deal with Tauros as well, as I was hoping to. Obviously, Tauros can have Ice Beam, but he might have been predicting me to bring a Moongus, and he runs a Zen Headbutt, so, you know, it was just a little bit annoying because I could obviously knock off the Donphan, but I wanted to take this opportunity to double into my X-Cloud, predicting him want to go for the Ice Shard. Now, the reason why this was kind of the play I went for is because I knew he wouldn't, it was either not going to stay in, or he was going to set up rocks. It was either he had to Ice Shard or set up rocks. There was no point for him to Stone Edge, it wouldn't do anything to my Gligar. He couldn't EQ because I'm in the air, and there's no point to go for a second knockoff. So I'm able to go into Kangaskhan here, because he either stays in and gets off like minimal damage on me, or he pulls the aggressive switch into, say, his Slowbro, which is kind of what I was predicting by going into X-Cloud. But in the end, he just decides here to sack Donphan to Specs X-Cloud, and I was like, oh, well, okay. The reason why that's really good for me is because Donphan was potentially something that could wear down Kyurem, and also my Lopunny and Victini if he got up the rocks, but he decided to sack it, so by sacking it, he has no way now to get up rocks, which means that my Gligar is very expendable. He goes into Arcanine, which reveals Intimidate, so I thought it would be defensive, but I knew that it also wouldn't outspeed because I'm modest, so I doubled into my Gligar, and that was a crit, but I really didn't take that well. He's going to double into Pinky, and the reason why I went for rocks and not EQ then is because I realized it was Sneasel and Arcanine on his team and other pokes. It was just good general damage, and it would be better in the long run if I was able to get these rocks up. EQ itself, with like no attack investment, would have done like maybe 30-40% to Sneasel, so it really wasn't that worth it, I guess, in the long run. But now I obviously need to switch out. I don't really have anything that wants to take Sneasel on though, so I'm just going to sack my Gligar here. Not my best play, but honestly it was what I had to do. So I go into my Lopunny, and okay, the reason why I doubled here, and it's funny because I was talking to Nick after, not Nick, I was talking to Connor after the battle, and Connor apparently, you know, he had just forgotten that he had a Slowbro in the back, and so I was assuming, you know, he would be smart and realize, okay, Sneasel's going to die to a high jump kick or a power up punch here, so this isn't meant as an offensive, but like, the smart man would go out to Slowbro there. That is the intelligent play, that's the best play he could do. It was his wall to Lopunny. So I wanted to predict that and go out to Kangaskhan here. Take huge advantage of that and be able to capitalize. Unfortunately, he just chooses to stay in. And that kind of threw me off. So now I had to double into Equinox, who can take up these low kicks. But I was really thrown off by Connor's play there, and it meant that I had my X-Cloud weakened, which wasn't really that great. I was pretty free here to just fire off a Wish. Now, at this point, I felt pretty darn confident, because I knew that defensive Arcanine wouldn't be able to kill me with a close combat from here, and I even calced offensive Arcanine, just to make sure. I was just curious to see, you know, what kind of damage. And Choice Scarfed Adamant Arcanine couldn't kill me from this range. But unfortunately, guys, he is Banded Arcanine. And so Equinox gets absolutely destroyed. But this is the turn where things turn out. This could have, the whole complexion of this battle could have been changed. But then again, like, you think about it, the turns ahead, it also would have been changed. Because again, like Connor said, he had kind of forgotten that he had kind of forgotten about the fact that he had a Slowbro in the back. And so I was going to kind of capitalize on it. I said, look, last time he didn't go to Slowbro against my Lopunny, so I'm just going to stay in. I'm just going to Mega Evolve, and I'm just going to go straight for Fake Out. And the reason my Fake Out's great here is because now Arcanine, because it's banded, I know that Teeny can outspeed it and kill it whenever I want. And I know that Lopunny can basically freely Power Up Punch from here and kill him, and if he switches out, he comes back in at 9%. So again, another revenge kill if I need to. So I'm pretty safe here to just Power Up Punch, because I know that he's banded, so he can't E-Speed me. And for some reason, he lets it happen. But the weirdest thing is that not only does he let this happen, his switch in afterwards is a Sneasel. It's not Slowbro, it's Sneasel. And this really threw me off. I was thinking, like, you know, what are you planning to do, Connor? Like, what is the end game of all of this? And so I went for another Power Up Punch here because I honestly had nothing to lose. I figured he would just go for Ice Shard. Now he goes into Bro, and I'm super confused. Like, he turns out to be Rocky Helmet Bro, which kind of sucks. I get the boost. Now, here's where I had a bit of a dangerous 50-50 to choose. I didn't know what move the Slowbro was going to go for. It could go for Scald, which would be a pretty decent play. It could go effectively for Psyshock, and that could be really dangerous for my Lopunny. But the biggest thing that was worrying me was, okay, what if he goes for T-Wave? And T-Wave was the big fear here, but I realized that, you know, what's the point in him going for T-Wave in this situation when, you know, the moment Sneasel goes down, which can still go down to Kyurem, and can still possibly go down to the factor that Lopunny can come back in and basically kill it with Fake Out from here. So I think his better play was to Psyshock, and I said, you know what? Lopunny can live can live Rocky Helmet plus the Psyshock, and then kill the Slowbro or anything he tries to switch out into with another return. That was the premise, and so basically I was sacking Lopunny here in order to get rid of Slowbro. And if I did that, I basically had the game sealed with Banded Kyurem. So that was my kind of thing there. Unfortunately, I get a crit with Frustration. Now this sucks. This really sucks because his Slowbro would have easily lived. It wouldn't have easily lived. It would have done like, I think the calc was 55 to 65. So he would have lived, and he could have gone for maybe a Slack Off, and then he could have tried to stall me out there, and that would have been annoying. But unfortunately, I ended up banking a crit on him. I think he said he went for Psyshock from memory, but he then goes into Tauros here, and has the Intimidate, and he did a really good strategy this battle. His Tauros ends up being Scarfed. I'll give you that heads up, because you'll find that in a second. But he had a really good strategy of having both of his Mons that could have had other abilities to have Intimidate. Like Arcanine could have had a Flash Fire, Tauros could have had Sheer Force, but what you'll find now is that Sheer Force is probably what would have been better on Tauros, as the Zen Headbutt is not going to kill Lopunny, and that's because Sheer Force hasn't given it its boost. It's just a general move now, and if he had the Sheer Force boost, Lopunny would have died there, and then I would have been in a bit of a pickle. Like, obviously I knew it was Scarf, so I could have gone into Teeny, but it was still the pickle that, you know, Sneasel was then going to be a seriously big issue. But unfortunately, he was, you know, Intimidate. And then he decides not to go, again, this was another play that confused the crap out of me. He could have gone straight out to Sneasel here, and just gone for the Ice Shard, because Lopunny doesn't get Mark Punch. Lopunny gets Quick Attack. And then Lopunny basically would have died then. I probably would have saved Lopunny for later so I could Fake Out and would have gone out to like Exploud or Victini at that point. Sorry, I got a runny nose. Oh god. Yeah, you wouldn't think Australians to get colds because it's in the summer or whatever. Anyway, I figured that's what he did, but he actually went out to Venusaur, and I said, well, you know what, this is like the last wall in this team, and basically all I've got to do against this thing is just get damage, and Kyurem Black finishes off his last 2 pokes. So, I go for Frustration, does a clean amount, he kills me with Giga. I probably could have gone for a bit more differential there, and could have gone straight out to Kyurem, but honestly, I can just fire off 1 Outrage, boom, gone, Night Night Venu. He goes into Pinky, I can just fire off one more outrage, as low kick is going to do diddly squat. Even a crit then wouldn't have killed me, so I'm going to be able to pick up the victory there. I think it definitely could have gone either way. People were saying afterwards that, you know, Arcanine could have destroyed my team, and I definitely agree with that statement. However, I'm going to kind of counter it by saying that, you know, a lot of this battle could have gone a lot differently on the turn that I went with my X-Cloud switch in after I had my Lopunny there. If he had gone into Slowbro on that turn, and I'd gone into X-Cloud, he would have lost another mod. It was basically, that situation was that if he went into Tauros, Venu, or Slowbro at any point, and I had a free switch, X-Cloud basically got a kill with Choice Specs Boom Burst. At that point, it definitely would have done, it was doing a heck of a lot to that Slowbro, and he didn't have a switch in there. And if I had predicted that right, which would have been like the normal prediction to make, then awesome, it would have been in a great spot. But unfortunately, what happened was that he made a really crazy play and just decided to sack Sneasel. Which I don't agree with at all, because sure, then you go in with Arcanine, but if I've just Power Up Punched again to kill Sneasel, I'm at +1, and a +1 height jump kick is going to kill the Arcanine. And, you know, Banded E-Speed from there wasn't going to be able to kill me, because I was basically at full health. So, I didn't really understand those plays, if I'm going to be completely honest. I mean, we still got the results, so I can't obviously be mad. We picked up a 3-0 to start the season. Awesome. Great. I guess it just confused me, those players, and then people saying, you know, I probably deserve to lose because he had the Banded Arcanine in the back, but it's like, you know, apples and oranges, because I had a full health Victini in the back, and Arcanine could come in on rocks, I think at that stage, 1 or 2 more times. And basically, once Arcanine was at about 50%, Banded E-Speed was doing about maybe 50 to 60% to Victini, whereas, like, Psychic from basically Max Special Attack Tini is killing Arcanine from there, because he wasn't running bulk, he was running speed. And so, that's kind of what kind of swayed me in the end, is that, you know, then obviously the issue might have been Sneasel, but as you saw, Kyurem could live the hit from Sneasel, and then the issue you could raise is saying, oh, well, what about Tauros? But obviously in that situation, this is all just a lot of variables, like all these predictions people say, like, you know, what if this happened with her? But the fact is, this is what ended up happening. I ended up getting the result. We 3-0 in the victory, and we go 1-0 so far in the competition. Next up, we have Will of the Amphoid Infernape. So looking forward to that battle. I'm hopefully going to feel better before that battle happens. But GG Connor, he is a fantastic opponent, and honestly, it could have gone either way, but we ended up getting the result. Make sure you smash that like button for us, guys. Really appreciate that. Make sure to go subscribe to the channel. Check out more content. I need to upload more. I've been really run down and sick and been busy sorting out my life, but more uploads and stuff will be coming, free-for-alls and all that jazz. I get all this shit up, but whatever. You don't care. You just want to see videos happen. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. It's New 29.